Title: Travis Kelce gets emotional watching Tay crash their relationship with this statement. The spring air in Los Angeles was unusually crisp that evening, and yet, a chill ran deeper than weather. It seeped into Travis Kelce's chest as he stared at the television screen, eyes locked on the blonde woman seated across from Oprah Winfrey on national television. The woman he loved. The woman the world adored. Taylor Swift. The crowd clapped as Oprah welcomed her, the interview billed as a casual catch-up following the close of Taylor's record-breaking Eras tour. But there was an undercurrent, a tension Travis couldn't place, but felt with every cell of his body. He sat alone in the massive living room of their shared Brentwood home, remote limp in his hand, a whiskey glass untouched beside him. The interview started off easy. Oprah asked about the tour, the fans, the surprise songs. Taylor smiled, radiant and warm. She talked about her gratitude, her exhaustion, her dreams for new music. But then, Oprah leaned in. And of course, we have to talk about Travis. Taylor's smile faltered for half a second, just a blink, but it sent Travis's heart thudding. Oprah continued, "You two have been America's sweethearts for over a year now. The NFL and the music industry coming together. It's like a real-life fairy tale. But there have been rumors, rumblings that things haven't been smooth." Taylor gave a tight smile. "I think it's important to understand that love, especially in the spotlight, comes with a lot of pressure." Travis leaned forward. Oprah nodded. "Is there trouble in paradise?" And then it came. The statement. Taylor took a deep breath, looked straight into the camera, and said, "Sometimes, loving someone isn't enough when you stop recognizing yourself in the relationship." Silence. Oprah blinked, surprised. The audience hushed. Travis felt like he'd been punched. He gripped the remote tighter, rewinding the segment. Hoping he misheard. But no. She had said it again. Calmly. Deliberately. "I love Travis. I will probably always love him," she said. "But lately, I've had to ask myself if the version of me that I became in this relationship was the version I want the world, and myself, to know. I got lost. I stopped writing for me. I started writing for us. And maybe that wasn't fair to either of us." Travis slumped back, hand over his mouth. His heart pounded. A familiar burn crept behind his eyes. Emotional? That didn't begin to cover it. He was wrecked. This wasn't how he thought it would end, if it was ending at all. Just 3 weeks ago, they were lying on the beach in Turks and Caicos, whispering about someday moving to Nashville together. She had kissed his neck and laughed when he called her, "my country queen." Where had this come from? His phone buzzed, texts pouring in. Patrick Mahomes. His mom. Even Coach Reed. "You good, man? Call me." But he couldn't. Not yet. He needed to understand. To feel. Travis stood and walked to the hallway where her photos still hung, framed moments frozen in time. Taylor at Arrowhead in his jersey. Taylor kissing his cheek backstage after a Chiefs win. Their holiday photo with his nieces. None of it felt fake. All of it had been real. Hadn't it? 1 week earlier. They had argued in the kitchen. She was upset about a lyric he joked about in public, something about her being a touchdown in his end zone. She told him she didn't want to be a metaphor. He told her it was just a joke. But underneath, there had been more. She felt he didn't understand her world. He felt she didn't understand his loyalty to the game. When the Chiefs lost in the playoffs, he spiraled, grumpy, distracted. Needing her comfort. But she had deadlines. A Grammy performance. A documentary in editing. They had started living beside each other, not with each other. And yet, he didn't think she'd walk away. Not like this. Back to the interview. Oprah asked, "So, are you saying, it's over?" Taylor hesitated. "I'm saying, we're finding our way." Separately. For now. Travis turned off the TV. The silence that followed was louder than her voice. His phone buzzed again. This time, it was her. Tay, I didn't want it to be like that. I swear. Call me when you're ready. He stared at the message, tears finally slipping down his cheeks. He hadn't cried since his dad passed. But now, a woman still alive had broken his heart with a statement that echoed louder than a scream. He walked out to the balcony. The city stretched below him, glittering and indifferent. Somewhere out there, she was probably rehearsing, or crying too. Maybe she didn't mean for it to come out like that. Maybe she did. Either way, he knew the truth now. Their fairy tale had a plot twist. And maybe, just maybe, he'd have to write his own next chapter, solo. 6 months later. A headline on TMZ, Kelsey breaks silence on Swift split, still love her. Always will. He'd gone on a podcast. Calm. Poised. But when the host played one of Taylor's newer, heartbreak-tinged songs, rumored to be about him, he choked up again. Sometimes, he said, voice cracking, the right person comes at the wrong time. And maybe we both just weren't ready for how big it all got. But man, loving her. That was real. Meanwhile, Taylor sat at her piano in an empty studio. She closed her eyes, whispering the first line of a new song. He caught every pass but the one I threw when I needed him most. And across town, Travis heard the melody playing on the radio. He smiled through the ache. Some love stories don't end. They echo. Forever. Sure. Here's a long fictional drama story titled, Travis Kelce Gets Emotional Watching Tay Crash Their Relationship with this statement, built like a dramatic YouTube story with twists and heartfelt moments. Title, Travis Kelce Gets Emotional Watching Tay Crash Their Relationship with this statement. It started with a smile, a moment caught on camera, and a Super Bowl ring. The love story of pop superstar Taylor Swift and NFL titan Travis Kelce had captivated the world. From viral TikToks to sold-out concerts, the couple seemed unstoppable. But behind the scenes, things weren't as picture-perfect as they appeared. Chapter 1, The Notebook Moment. It was a quiet Thursday night. Travis had just finished practice and was lounging in their Kansas City home, scrolling through old videos of Taylor's Eras tour. A soft smile curled on his lips every time he heard the crowd chant her name. He missed her. More than usual. Touring across Europe had been taking a toll on Taylor. She was exhausted, mentally and physically. The FaceTime calls were shorter. The texts came in less often. The "I miss yous" had become just blue bubbles floating into the void. Travis didn't want to be that guy, the needy boyfriend, the clingy athlete who couldn't handle a strong woman's schedule. But tonight, something felt off. So he did what he always did when his heart needed clarity. He turned on the TV, flipped to the notebook, and grabbed the blanket Taylor had left behind. Halfway through the movie, his phone buzzed. Taylor, watch the interview. Please. It drops in 10. No emojis. No, babe. Just those 7 words. He sat up straight. Chapter 2, The Interview. The screen faded in. It was Taylor, sitting with a major talk show host in a cozy Parisian hotel room. She looked tired, but poised, like someone who'd practiced every answer 100 times. The host smiled. So Taylor, we've seen you happier than ever lately, with love, with music, with life. But fans want to know, are you and Travis Kelce the real endgame? Taylor blinked. A pause. Then she said the words that would pierce through Travis like a blade dipped in heartbreak. Travis and I, were magic. But sometimes magic burns out. Travis dropped the remote. He leaned forward, heart pounding. He's incredible. Strong. Loving. A true champion, in every sense. But I realized lately, I'm still figuring out me. And loving someone else so hard, when I'm still learning to love myself. That's not fair to him. The host's eyebrows lifted. So are you saying, you're no longer together? Taylor nodded slowly. We decided to take a step back. No drama. Just, space. Chapter 3, Tears and Touchdowns. Travis didn't move for 5 minutes after the screen went black. A single tear slid down his cheek. He wasn't embarrassed. This was a man who'd faced 300-pound linemen, stared down 4th and 10 scenarios, and still stood tall. But this? This cracked him wide open. He grabbed his phone. No texts from Taylor. He opened Instagram. Her last story was a photo of the Eiffel Tower with the caption, "Rebuilding from the top." The next day at practice, he wasn't himself. Missed passes. Sloppy routes. Coach noticed. So did Patrick Mahomes. "Hey bro," Mahomes said, pulling him aside. "You good?" Travis forced a nod. "Just tired, man." But the truth was, he felt hollow. Like everything he'd built with her had vanished in a televised whisper. Chapter 4, The Statement Behind the Statement. 2 days later, Taylor posted a cryptic message on X. When you love someone enough to let them go, that's when you love them most. The Swifties went feral. Some blamed Travis. Others blamed fame. A few even suspected it was a publicity stunt. But deep down, Travis knew the truth. She hadn't left him out of anger. Or betrayal. She left because she was scared of losing herself again. Scared of becoming a side character in someone else's life, even if that someone adored her. And maybe, just maybe, she didn't think he could understand that kind of fear. Chapter 5, The Letter. 3 weeks passed. No calls. No texts. Then, one morning, a white envelope appeared on Travis's doorstep. No stamp. No address. Just the familiar cursive. For Travis. Inside was a handwritten letter. Tear-stained. Honest. Travis. I don't know if you'll ever forgive me for how I said it. Maybe I should have told you in person. Maybe I was too afraid to see your face fall. But I need you to know, I never stopped loving you. I just need to find the version of myself that can love you right. You deserve someone who doesn't flinch every time the cameras flash. Who doesn't run from stability. And maybe, one day, that someone will be me again. Until then, I'll be cheering for you, from the wings. Always. Love. Tay**. Travis clutched the letter to his chest. And for the first time in weeks, he smiled. Epilogue, the last verse, for now. Months passed. Taylor's new album dropped, Break Before the Bridge, and the final track, 88, was clearly about Travis. Lyrics like, "He